the integers. So integers includes 0, and every natural number, as it says here, has an opposite, which means when you add them together, makes it 0. The opposites most commonly are called negative numbers or negative integers. So the set of integers are all those numbers that are whole numbers, both positive and negative and 0. Those are integers. Positive integers are positive, negative integers are negative, and integers just playing together is 0. 0 is actually on both sides, because it is neutral. So, I mean, this is just going to be too easy. The opposite of 100 is minus 100. The opposite of negative 50 is positive 50. There is no opposite 0. The opposite of the absolute value of 26 is, show that. That's where opposite value of any positive number is no itself. So, opposite value. I don't know about D. I would say it's negative 26. I think they're just telling you that. I don't think they finished explaining it. So the opposite of 26 is negative. So the opposite value of any positive number is the number itself. So the absolute value of 26 is 26. Oh, they're not asking for the opposite. They're asking for the absolute value. Well, the absolute value of anything is going to always be a positive number. Oops. The opposite, I don't know why they just snuck that in there. Opposite of negative 10 is positive 10, and so on. I mean, an absolute value answer, and this is what all my other groups test is, and I'll show you this. I shared with you that an absolute value machine will only produce a positive, that's for sure. So if you put a negative 3 in here, it's going to come out 3. So on the test, they're going to give you some problems like the absolute value of X is equal to, and they'll say like, 4, negative 4. And most people say, well, it has to be positive, but they'll stick in front of it this. And they'll say X is equal to 4. Well, the absolute value, of course, is 4, but since they put this in front of it, the answer would be this. So be careful. Now, on the test also, the real one of the other problems they have, like X plus 3 all over 2, absolute value equals negative, and they'll give you something here. And you're going to write no or empty set. Because nothing can equal negative. Nothing. That will be on the test. But if you come to the review, you won't make it there on that one. I don't think I've had anybody miss that in like 10 years. Because most people remember that one for some reason. All right, let's go back to where we were. What happened there? Let's see. That didn't come out right. Are we in the wrong one? Not supposed to be logic. We're supposed to be 5. I don't know what happened there. Let's go back. Jeez. Yeah, it's error. Go back to. Sometimes my book does that. I can pick the right one this time. I don't know what happened. You said this is not right. Let's scratch it. So let's stop it. I don't know. I have to fix this up for a second. Try this one. There we go. All right. So now fill in the space. This is a greater than, less than, or equal sign. Most people know that if you have a greater than sign or less than sign, how it works and how it faces. So if I have 4 and a 7, 4 is less than 7, the smallest part of the sign always points to the lowest number. If they have something like this is wrong because it's equal. But what this means is it's not equal. If they have something like this, it's right. Again, this is pointing to the smallest number. This part, the larger part of the alligator's mouth, we used to call that, points to the largest number. I don't think that's hard at all. I think most people get that. And by the way, if your test was that easy, life would be good. The only tricky one might be D, when of course they're actually the same. All right, number 3. The rule is when you add numbers, unlike signs means add, or subtract, excuse me. Unlike signs means add. So you have a plus and a minus sign. The exact rule is this. 2 numbers not separated by a number, or 2 signs not separated by a number, if they are the same means add. 2 unlike signs not separated by a number means subtract. Well, look, there's a parenthesis here in A, but it's not a number, and they're unlike, so it means subtract. So you have $2, you lose $8, you lose $10. B, you can rewrite it as 8 minus 6, which is 2. Same thing for 6. You have a minus sign here, so you have $6 in the bank. You spend 12, so you're minus 6. So, Denise or Jason, if you're on there, you guys went to the state of what? Washington?
Yes, sir. Vancouver, Washington.
And you drove the whole way.
Yep, I drove the whole way. And you know what the craziest thing is? I've never driven on a highway in my life, and I drove 2,000 miles.
Oh, jeez. Man, I hope you didn't have any passengers.
Well, I had Jason, and I had our dog, and our dog just slept the entire way. He was pretty chill.
I bet he was praying in his sleep. That's what he was doing. They got me there safely. Well, good for you. Did you enjoy the trip?
I did, and I think it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but now I'm past it, so good to go.
Man, it is hard. I can't drive but a couple hours, and my brain wants to go to sleep. I'm one of those guys. Okay, number 4. 2 like signs mean plus. So you have a negative 2 plus 8. That's the same thing as 8 minus 2, which everyone knows is 6. 3 plus 7 is 10. C is not 2 like signs. So if you lose $2, it's 6 plus 8. I always look at it in terms of money. Here it comes. That's right. So balance Monday was 12, then Tuesday minus 5. It must make me spend some money and it gets worse. See, this looks like my bank account. I'm always praying for the next first of the month where I get my check. I get my checks on the first, see? So by like today, I've spent everything in like 5 days. I just buy stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just bought another piece of farm equipment, and it costs like, I don't know, thousands of dollars, and I've spent money on it. See, I go in, I don't ask for the best deal. My brain is weird. It goes in, what is the most expensive piece of equipment you got here? Well, it's this one right here. I'll take it. I mean, my brain is like, doesn't work for something. When I go into a John Deere shop, my brain goes apart. Leroy, something wrong with you. When I see John Deere equipment, I always like to buy the best and spend the most money. All right. Let's see what we're going to try to do here. It looks like in this problem right in front of us, let's take 40, 40, 40, add it, get to 40. And it's just like multiplying by 6. That's all it is. All right, so here are the rules. The rules for multiplying, I'll just show them to you. I'll build them for you. and you should write this down. If you don't, most of you all maybe probably have something like this. If you take a positive number times a positive number, you're going to get a positive number. If you take a negative times a negative number, you're going to get a negative positive number. Excuse me. Two like signs. You take opposite signs, you're going to get a negative number. Same thing for the reverse. And that's also true for division. So two like signs, positive, two unlike signs, negative for division and multiplication. Okay, let's see if we can get back on target here. So, I mean, if you got a calculator, by the way, 6 times the negative 4 we know is positive 24, but let's use our calculator just one more time to get used to it. I'm not trying to elongate the class. I just want to make sure you guys understand you can do it with the calculators in case you get nervous on a test. I'll just show you how. I want to show you this one because the application sometimes is a little bit hard. Why? Because if you look at your calculator, and I'm hoping you can see it now. Can I get an amen on that?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, that's what happens when you guys got me after Sunday and Monday again. I went to church again. Anyway, so we take negative is this little number down here with the parenthesis. This little negative sign. The one to the right, one of the gray ones, that means subtraction. So then it works. You take negative 6. That's a negative 6. That's going to give you positive 24. Now let's do it the other way. Negative 6 times a negative 4. Let's see what happens here. I can't do it because it doesn't read it as negative. So it gives you a syntax error. If I want to go backward to the problem, I just go back down, hit enter again, it'll bring it back to me and say, just took it away. So I hope that made sense. Your negative sign is right next to the enter on the left. Right. That's an important thing to remember. Okay, so that's that.